Welcome to Film My Watch List. This film made me cry like a baby.
Bear gets arrested a lot. These are the rooms we're not supposed to go in. But let's go anyway.
Hey, Lee, we got a situation here. Open up.
It's only second week of the summer and there's already been a dead fish in the pool.
We're trying to get it back alive.
Water balloons thrown at tourists.
Boobies! Boobies!
I failed as a mother, Mooney.
Yeah, Mom, you're a disgrace.
New job?
Yeah.
If you're working, who's looking after Mooney?
You're not my father.
I don't want to be your
You
father.
can't treat me like this.
The Florida Project is director Sean Baker's stunning follow-up to his critically acclaimed and audacious Tangerine, which was shot entirely using iPhones. The film, unsurprisingly, takes place in Florida, where it follows the mischievous 6-year-old troublemaker Mooney. Despite living week to week in a gaudy budget motel with her young irresponsible mother and scraping a living relying on friends for free meals, Mooney still manages to experience childhood wonder and enjoyment. She does this with the help of her partners in crime, Jancy and Scooty. The character's visibly bleak community is juxtaposed by the overwhelming shadow of the nearby Disney World. The beauty of independent cinema is its tendency to tell the stories of those forgotten by society or otherwise seen as unworthy of depiction. Baker has consistently proved this in his previous work. One need look no further than the aforementioned Tangerine to see a disarmingly frank and relatable portrayal of transgender prostitutes in LA. He's an extremely humanistic and empathetic storyteller who cares deeply about the everyday struggle of his characters. He never resorts to sentimentality and manages to reveal humor and beauty possible in the most unlikely of situations. This is so charmingly accomplished by the casting of the film's protagonist. This comes in the form of an electrifying breakthrough performance by 6-year-old Brooklyn Prince. Princess Mooney is used as a light-hearted lens through which to see her harsh surroundings. Through her perspective, gaudily painted buildings and excessive decoration that cynically intended to mislead gullible Disney tourists, for example their own motel is called the Magic Castle, are turned instead into a discount resort for her and her friends to run around and play in. Abandoned apartments previously used for a range of illicit activities become a funhouse in which to break things. A nearby field with cows a so-called safari, and a gang altercation outside their motel a real-life soap opera that they can jeer and laugh at. Mooney is precocious, cheeky, and a constant headache for the amiable motel manager, Bobby, played so exquisitely by Willem Dafoe. Bobby works hard to meet the demands of his boss whilst cutting people some much needed slack when required. He's strict but always fair, going out of his way to empathise with and assist the unofficial residents. A scene where he looks out for a group of the motel's unattended children when a threat emerges is affecting and utterly cathartic. This is a moment that proves that in a world where everyone is struggling to get by, a real communal and almost familial atmosphere grows where people look out for one another. Bar some smaller cameos, Dafoe is one of the few recognisable or even professional actors in the film. Baker has worked wonders by casting an assortment of non-actors and unknowns to really lend a sense of immersion and realism to his depiction of a lower-class society. Mooney's abrasive but caring mother Haley, played by Bria Venete, is one such example of a cast member who, although new to the acting world, is a constantly arresting on-screen presence. So too, her friend and mother of Scooty, Ashley, played by Mayla Murder, is nuanced and sympathetic in her portrayal of a hard-working diner waitress who only wants the best for her son. Sean Baker has accomplished something stunning in the film by not only bringing out hilarious and moving performances in his child actors, but also this inexperienced adult cast too. Though the film is certainly unique, it could be fairly compared to the likes of Richard Linklater's groundbreaking Boyhood in its intimate depiction of youth, and Andrea Arnold's American Honey for its similar choice of setting and cast of characters. Like these films, Baker lets moments accumulate gradually. From scene to scene, very little plot develops, but what we see is the day-to-day lives of these richly drawn characters in moments that are sincere and truly human. This technique is so effective that by the time we reach the emotional climax of the film, we are thoroughly invested in these people whilst understanding and associating with them, flaws and all. This results in an incredibly powerful final act that would melt the hearts of even the most reserved of audience members. Baker's direction and shot choice is what truly allows the film and its characters to come alive and flourish. The long tracking shots that joyfully race along with Mooney and her friends on their adventures, and the simple static frames that allow for a variety of character actions to naturally occur, are strong directorial choices. Furthermore, the perfectly composed establishing wides that are frequently used commentate on the locale's identity as a budget continuation of Disney World. These decisions show Baker and his DOP Alexis Zabe capturing tone and childhood wonder with precision. Zabe's cinematography is vibrant and repeatedly breathtaking. Its color grades saturate in the overpowering tones of oranges, purples, blues and greens, capturing the contrast of stunning sunsets and rainbows against a decaying urban backdrop. In short, the theme represented by Mooney's infectious enthusiasm, finding the beauty in unexpected places. A quote midway through the film when Mooney is showing her new friend Jancy one of her favourite local landmarks, an ancient collapsed tree, sums this up perfectly. "This is my favorite tree. You want to know why?" she says. "Because even though it's fallen over, it's still growing." This review may make the film sound quite bleak, and while it's true that the Florida Project never shies away from the darker sides of human behaviour, it is for the most part frequently hilarious, lively and heartwarming. That being said, and without giving anything away, the ending is utterly heartbreaking, where Baker explores the grey area of human emotion and dependency to devastating effect. Furthermore, a final sequence is so completely beautiful and spontaneous in its subject matter and execution that it works as a stunning poetic summation to the tone of the overall film. It is the definition of bittersweet. In my mind, other than Barry Jenkins' Moonlight, no theatrical experience has come close to the touching sincerity, humanity and beauty of the Florida Project this year. Though Oscars are far from the be-all and end-all, I would love to see the film pick up the Best Picture, Director and Supporting Actor nominations it so thoroughly deserves. If you get a chance to see it in cinemas, don't pass it up. So, in case you hadn't already figured it out, I loved the Florida Project. I'm going to give it 5 stars. Did the film have the same effect on you as it did on me? Let me know what you thought of it in the comments below. If you enjoyed this review and would like to see more, go ahead and subscribe. I'll be uploading further reviews, movie lists and discussions in the coming weeks. Thanks so much for watching.